So welcome to School of Structure. School of Structure is a 5-day online business structure program. And this is not just a structure course where you come and then we just learn structure and that's it, and then we go out of this course with an organogram. That's not the goal of this. This is intensive and this is going to connect you to your core. So I want you to pay attention, right? I want you to give yourself to all we're going to be learning in the course of this session. All right, so I also want you to be quick to take action. You're going to write concrete next steps and prepare for action. The goal of learning is not knowledge. The goal of learning is action. That at the end of this, see what I envision. At the end of the sessions we're going to be having, we're not going to end these sessions with knowledge on how to do structure. Right? You know how, now I know how to do structure. No, you're going to actually end these learning sessions with structure in your hands, not knowledge in your head. Because a lot of us have a lot of knowledge that we're not able to implement. We have a lot of knowledge that we just know how, but we don't know how to navigate. So what I want is that you're going to be able to leave these sessions knowing exactly what to do, and not just knowing how to do it, you have done it. By way of introduction, in case you're meeting me for the first time, and I want to say thank you for trusting us to be able to take you through this process. And some of you are hearing me maybe speak for the first time. Some of you might have followed me on social media, watched some of our videos and all of that. But in case you're joining for the first time, meet Joyce Kenneth. Joyce Kenneth is the founder of Tribe Leadership Consults and the co-founder at InCharge Solutions Limited. I'm a licensed human resource practitioner with the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. I'm a corporate leadership trainer and a human resource strategist. I'm a wife and a mom of 3 amazing children. I'm a resident pastor at Realm of Glory Church. I have authored 2 books, 3 now, but 2 business books, Small Team, Big Results, and The Culture Strategy. And I'm the convener of Tribe Leadership and Business Conference that happens in the east of Nigeria, and also the Employers and Managers Workshop. So this is a 5-day course, and this is the School of Structure breakdown. There are 5 courses, there are 5 teachings we are going to go through in the next 5 days. On day 1, which is today, we are focused on creating a compelling vision. Creating a compelling vision. On day 2, we are focused on designing and establishing clear organizational structure. So what it means that after day 1, you're going to have a worksheet to take back, and then that's going to guide you in creating, your vision statement, your mission, and your core values. I'm going to tell you why this is the first step in structuring. On day 2, we're going to design and establish a clear organizational structure. You're going to finish day 2 and get a worksheet where you're going to come back on day 3 and you have your structure designed. You can see your structure. These are things you pay consultants millions to do for you. If you were to contract me to do all of these things for you, trust me, you're going to pay multiple millions. On day 3, we're going to create clear roles and responsibilities for everyone in your business. Clear roles and responsibilities for everyone in your business. On day 4, you're going to learn how to build systems that can work without you, because it's important that you replace yourself in your business. After going through the forms that we filled, you see most business owners are talking about everything depends on me. If I'm not there, it's not going to work. People are confused. My team members don't know what to do, and all of those things. See, those things you're complaining about are actually leadership problems. They are not people problems, they are leadership problems. And that is why Tribe Leadership Consult is focused on empowering corporate leaders to build thriving and sustainable organizations. So while we have sessions with your teams, do staff trainings and all of that, we want to be able to point you back to the reality that what you're building has to thrive and has to be sustainable. And on day 5, we are looking at culture engineering strategies for starters. How do I start building the culture that I desire? The truth is that you have to realize is that whether you build culture or not, you have built culture. Did you get that? You either build culture unintentionally or you build it intentionally. So if you're not paying attention, it's almost like a garden. You choose not to plant. Will something grow there? Sure, something is going to grow there. So whether you plant or not, something is growing. something is growing, only that weeds are growing and it's not what you desire for them to grow in your business. So if you have seen attitudes that you don't like, you have seen behaviors, patterns that you don't like, the truth is that there's a poor culture there. And I'm going to get into culture conversations on day 5, which will be the final day. Now, know that at the end of all of these sessions, there will be a worksheet given to you that you go back and think through and implement. That's why I said this is not a passive webinar. This is a workshop. This is an action-oriented, learning platform. So what is the goal of School of Structure? The goal of School of Structure first is to align businesses to build for long term. I told you, this is no motivation. This is not perspire to inspire, inspire to retire, and all of those things. This is pure learning. This is pure action. So if you came here to be motivated, I am not a good motivational speaker. I'll only bring you to a point of deep responsibility to what you're building. So there's no motivation. This is the no motivation zone. You're going to have deep sense of responsibility. So we're aligning businesses to build for long term. We want to begin the process of preserving divine solution. You know why I always use the word divine solution? There's no good thing that comes from the devil. Nothing good. So if your business is solving a real problem, it means it's from above. The Bible says all good gifts come from above. So if there's a good problem your business is solving, it's a divine solution. So we want to help leaders steward their vision so that it can grow beyond them. If your business depends on you, what it means is that the lifetime of your business is your lifetime. If you're going to be on earth for 80 years, your business will not even last up to 80 years, because at that point you'd have lost strength. So at the point where you lose strength for runarounds and all the things you're doing, that is where you put a cap on your business. So we want to help leaders steward their vision so that it grows beyond them. And a key way you steward vision is through structure. That is how you steward vision. And then finally, to transition corporate leaders from survival to legacy building. We want to see corporate leaders transition from survival to legacy. And I'm going to tell you why we deal with survival a lot in Africa. I call it the survival plague. The plague of survival. Africans have been conditioned to survive. They would rather scalp than build. Africans have been conditioned to survive. And I'm not going to put it on us or blame us so much, because all of the things that some of the countries that are here went through the whole colonization and slavery, the truth is that even though we say in our countries that we have gained independence, we are still dealing with the trauma of slavery. It has been passed down to us. That is why when I went to Ghana, I visited the Osu Castle, where they took us through all of the story of, the slavery and all that happened, took us to the gate of no return, and all the places that we went through during that. So I kept on thinking, and I said, in the past, slavery was configured in a way where we were forced, we were sold to go and maybe take care of menial jobs, right? Were sold to go and handle plantain, their sugar plantation, and all of those, menial things, while they did the more strategic work. But now, we're no longer sold, we are selling ourselves. We will sell everything to rather go and wash plates somewhere else. We will sell everything to go to a morgue and take care of dead bodies. We will sell everything we have in our country to go somewhere else and start doing menial things. And the truth is that has now become voluntary slavery, because we are dealing with the trauma. See, as long as our parents went through it, trauma is passed down. Trauma is inherited. So what we thought was an abomination then, when we were sold, now has become a voluntary actions where we go through dubious means to find ourselves outside the country. And not even that we're going there. Now, on one part, there are people who relocate and travel because of certain solutions that they have to offer. And there are people who escape from our local countries to other foreign countries because we are seeking, in quotes, greener pastures. So, survival. How do we get past every day? How can I just, scalp? When you're scalping, you're picking up what you can just to eat. See, most of us, our businesses make a lot of money, but if you look at it through a microscope, you find out that what you're actually doing, you're still scalping and living from hand to mouth, even with the major money your business makes. And survival is a plague. So the capacity for long-term planning and execution has been replaced with immediate gratification. This is the bane of African businesses. Gratification. We just want to survive. So when you ask a business owner, I want you to even ask yourself, have you seen that thing you're building last for 30 years? Honestly, some of us have not seen what we are building last for even 5 years. We are even surprised that we made it to the 5th year, because we didn't even know we'll be here till now. Why? We came into it with the mindset to scalp and hustle rather than with the mindset to really build something that can serve generations beyond us. Can your business really last beyond you with where you are? And I know that the reason why you're here is because you have seen the need why your business should last beyond you. And that is why you are in the school of structure. So what does hustle look like? I have a thing for hustle. If you listen to me, find out that I'm at variance with hustle. Now, in Africa, we have that thing of hustle where it's almost like, we are surviving, we can do a lot of things, we work so hard, we're getting by and all of that. While we can call hustle that sense of entrepreneurship spirit, but it gets deeper when hustle becomes just survival. So what does hustle look like? Building without structure. Have you ever imagined, if you've built your own house, if you live in your own house, or maybe you're in the construction industry, have you ever imagined starting a building project without an architectural plan? And you just say, see, I don't have money to consult an architect, right? But I have money for cement. So since I don't have money for architect, can we just start molding blocks first? Let's just be molding blocks and be putting up something. Later, when I have money for architect, we can have a plan. How would that building be? Those are the kind of buildings that you see that they are maybe 2-story building, but there's no staircase inside. Because they forgot that there was meant to be a staircase to take a person from first floor to second floor, because we are building without a plan. So hustle also looks like when business is dependent on the founder. If you're not there, nothing happens. If you're not there, it's not working. If you're not there, that is what hustle looks like. It's like carrying a load or a weight on your shoulder. Hustle looks like no process documentation. We do things according to memory. We do things according to mood. We even do things according to vibe. It's like we'll just, there is no documentation. There are no processes. Hustle looks like no succession planning. You don't even know what will happen when you're not here. You don't even know. When you look at institutions always outlive their founders. And it's very intentional. Succession planning is a very intentional action. It's not an accidental action. Even while you are alive, you should grow your business to a point where you can hand over CEO. I know that we're in a very title-driven generation where we love CEO. I'm the CEO. And that CEO has a lot of meaning. That's what we fail to realize. To one person, CEO is Chief Executive Officer. To someone else, CEO means Chief Everything Officer. Another person, CEO is Chief Exhausted Officer. Yeah, it's CEO. It's not CEO. It's CEO now. So this CEO has different meanings. So don't even be very excited. When you go to the comment right now, you're going to see CEO MD. All of those things mean different things. It doesn't mean the same thing. So you may find a fellow CEO, and two of you CEO are not CEO in at all. While you're an executive, is an exhausted person. So let's not carry on just with the mindset of building with title, having title. It's possible that you're going to be here at some point. Envision you no longer being the CEO. You should come to a point where you can envision that I'm no longer the CEO carrying out executive work. I'm now at the strategic place where I'm opening doors of access into countries, nations, markets. I'm now advisory in what I've built. So the glory of owning a thing, don't just think about owning. Think about how we can transition and serve generations beyond you. And the last one here says, speed and expansion without sustainability framework. Africans, and if you're a Nigerian like me, not just a Nigerian, an Igbo person like me, we like expansion. The joy of an average Eastern man in Nigeria here will say, I just opened a place in Dubai. Our container just arrived in Singapore. We just like that we have branches. I've never seen who like branches more than Africa. You see branch? But how can you have branches where there is no source that, because now you enter 5 branches and 5 branches look like different, like they're from different trees. When you look at a real branch, all the branches in a tree produce the same fruit. So if you have branches that are producing different fruits, you don't have branch. Because some of us think that when we are leading one branch and we get to a point of frustration, we open another branch to escape the people that we left behind there, because those people have troubled our lives. I need new people, fresh blood, fresh blood. We open another branch, not knowing that every form of expansion that you undertake without structure is only about you multiplying chaos. Did you get that? You're multiplying chaos. So expansion should be strategic and must have sustainability frameworks. Now, what is the shift we want to make? The shift we want to make, we are shifting from hustle to legacy. Hustle to legacy. That is the shift we are going to make, where you go from just merely surviving to building something that can truly outlive you. What does legacy look like? Legacy looks like rest. And rest is not laziness. In rest, for you to experience rest, you must forge rest. You must create rest. You must fabricate rest. So when you're building systems and structures, what you're doing is that you're fabricating rest. Even the Bible says labor to enter rest. So there's a work that leads into rest. And that is the work we are doing now. You don't enter rest casually. If you enter rest casually, you're going to have bad dream. Have you ever left plenty work and you want to go and sleep? You cannot have sweet dreams. You will see people pursuing you inside that dream. So if you want to enjoy real legacy, real rest, you must labor to enter rest. You must do the work. And trust me, structure is a lot of work. Clarity is a lot of work. We think that work is when we run up and down the staircase in our offices, doing plenty things, working hard. Because we mistake busyness with productivity. The mere fact that our phones are always ringing, we are running up and down, and all of that. That's why I say we have chief exhausted officers. Those ones don't have plan. They are very busy. They are running up and down. As in, if you look at their schedule, they'll tell you, if you know what I'm going through, they even celebrate stress. See, stress is not a badge of honor. I'm so stressed. It's not a badge of honor. It's lack of proper planning and systems that lead you to the stress zone. So stop glorying in stress. Stop making it look like you're successful because you're stressed. If you labor to enter rest, you're going to see that legacy is possible. By the end of School of Structure, what are you going to have? You're going to have a clear and compelling vision. You're going to have defined structure, clarity of roles and responsibility, documented systems, and reduced founder dependence. It's 5 days, but it's going to be intense and it's going to lead to transformation. I remember making a post one time on social media where I said, your structure. Someone came and commented, they said, anytime I see your post about structure, I get more confused. Does structure mean building or office? I said, that is what happens when we enter into business. We don't have a lot of background. And see, that's why I tell young people, sometimes if you're not at the point of building, go and look for a job. Because that is where you learn the basics of building. So I said, I did not even know. I'm just saying build structures and systems. Someone is thinking about cement. I did not even know that someone was relating my post to cement. Someone was relating my post to landed property. I did not know. I thought I was actually communicating. So now, what I wanted to do is that as we talk about structure and all of those things, you're going to have the right disposition towards it. And you find out that it's actually easier than you think. If you go through the framework we're going to be sharing, it is much easier than you think. That's the truth. So I like to always say this. You're going to hear this quote every day in this training. It will come up at different points. Every day in this training, you're going to hear me say this. Your business is a divine solution designed to solve the existing or future problems of humanity. Don't let it die. Your business is a divine solution designed to solve the existing or future problems of humanity. Don't let it die. Because when a business shuts down, what has happened is not just that operations have ceased or that our offices have closed. What has really happened is that a solution has died. I was with a senior colleague in Lagos, Nigeria, last week, and she was sharing a story with me. She shared with me, and I think maybe she's even on call here. She shared with me about, a health practitioner that because she had some health crisis. This health practitioner was taking her through this whole process of healing and recovery, right? She was so good. She was so good. People were getting healed. Like, she was even referring her own other people to come to her. The results were there. Things that normal medicine, traditional, normal medical, or will not solve. Somehow she had these alternative medicine, medical processes that she traveled outside the country to learn. And she said that this person now finally died last year. After she died, the hospital shut down. Do you know what has happened? Do you know how many people have built their faith and confidence in that solution? And because you decided to treat your divine solution, your treasure, as a legacy business, and you treated it as just a hustle, and now generations will suffer again. That is why we keep having repeat processes in Africa, because people build a solution and then it dies. It takes us back. We start afresh looking for who can, because every human need represents a solution that has not been documented. Every need, every complaint you have is an undocumented solution that someone decided to die with their solution. And that is why if you hear someone like Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory, who would always say that the richest place or the wealthiest spot on earth is the cemetery. Because in the cemetery, people died with solutions, died with songs that should have brought healing to humanity, died with unique ideas. They just chose to keep it or hustle through life with it, getting urgent 2K here and there, and lost the real essence of a builder. I want you to adopt the mindset and the philosophy of a builder, of a farmer that nurtures an idea to maturity and that it serves even beyond your timeline there. Is it hitting someone at the right spot? I don't know. Like I said, this training will not make you excited. I'm not here to perspire and retire. I'm here to stir up something within you that will cause you to go back and say, I must build. I must do this thing right. I must lead a team. I must structure. It would stir up that hunger in you. So I am asking you here, is your business an anyhow business? You see that CEO there? That's the chief exhausted officer. If it's your business an anyhow business, how do you know an anyhow business? No vision, no mission, no core values, no structure, no job description, no policy, no procedure. But every day we are coming. In fact, every day you are saying, I need people to hire. Some people don't even know who they need. Someone even told me, can you help me hire a good person? I said, sir, good, is it job description? What do you mean by good? Someone that will not steal. So I will not say, put out advert, I'm looking for a good person to hire. Is good person clear? It's lack of clarity. And once you're not clear from the stance of vision, there is nothing you are building that will take effect. We'll go for, don't worry, I'm coming down. I just want to keep temperature low so that I'll be high or low, so that, we can move. So no vision, no mission, no core values, no structure, no job description, no policies, but yet you have employees. How do you gather people? How do you do it? How do you gather people? You gather people and you don't know what you're doing with them. You have the employees. Some of us even have 20 employees. We don't even know why they're there. Why did you hire? I don't even know what. I don't even know. What do you expect from the role? I don't know. Because we just woke up one day. It's like, I need somebody that can help me and answer a call. I need somebody. And that's how we hire. Because hiring has become an emergency action. Anytime, I need somebody. Somebody is not a job description. So are you building an anyhow business? So now let's compare. You can see the two images on the screen there. One has a skeletal framework. One has no skeletal framework. Which one would you rather be? You look at the one that is down there. He's asking for a Enyemaka. I know some of us are not even Nigerians, not to mention Igbos. But Enyemaka means someone that's looking for help. That's his destiny helper over there. When your business is not structured, this is how you be looking. This is exactly what it looks like. No, you cannot move. No framework. Nothing. You are growing, but you're growing round. You are growing, but you're becoming a liability. It looks like you're growing. That's why people, you mistake making money and profit to be growth. It's like saying that because somebody is fat, they're healthy. Here we call it fat and flourishing. Because you're fat, you're automatically healthy. You can be fat and sick, you can be slim and sick. So the metrics of success are not those things we see on the outside. It's not the bank account. Is bank account important? Very important. Because if it was not important, this training would have been free. Right? If it was not important, I would just simply say, hey, I want to help your life. Oh, let's do free training. It's passion. But because profit is required in sustainability, but it's not the only factor in sustainability. That is why a business can gather even grants and still fail. Business will just assess $50 billion. After 2 years, you now see, we are sorry to announce that we have closed. It takes more than money to build a business. So look at those two structures and let's go ahead to compare them. So a business without structure can be likened to a human being without skeleton. Think about it. Have you seen a human being without skeleton? No support. You won't have brand strength. You won't even have desirable growth. You'll be growing, but you will not like the growth. It's not the growth that you really desire. Because not all growth are good growth. You know that cancer is a growth. Yes. Well, when they say, we saw a growth in your body, it's cancerous. It's not growth, it's growth. But it's a cancerous growth. So what kind of growth is your business having? Is it desirable or non-desirable? So when a business has structure, it can carry itself. The reason why I can stand, I can move, I can just, all these things I'm doing is because I have skeleton. Remove skeleton, and this is how I'm going to be. So it's skeleton that is giving me stamina. So a business that has structure can carry itself. It can function without its owners, and it can outlive its owners. That's why you need structure. So when a business, that's why I say, you see, the wisdom of creation tells you a lot about structure. If you can learn how God thinks, you learn how he processes, and you know how to build. When a business has no structure, it cannot carry or sustain itself. It becomes a burden and a liability to its owners. Because it depends solely on your efforts. Most of us know that if you travel for 1 day, no money will come to that business. If you don't make posts, nothing will happen. It's totally dependent on you. So I want to ask this question. Are you carrying your business, or is your business carrying you? When I asked that question here in a program in Nigeria, you know Nigerians, they told me, na collabo. You carry me, I carry it. We are collaborating to carry out. Oh God, Africans are exciting people, right? So is your business carrying you, or are you carrying your business? Now, I'm going to clarify this because it depends on a lot on your business growth phase. I have a baby. My baby has skeleton, but I carry him because of his growth level. Now imagine me as an adult. See my father. My father is late, but imagine my father was here and I ran and said, Daddy, and I tell him to carry me. I'm even bigger than him. If he was here, I'll be bigger than him. So you can imagine me now saying carry. At that point, he can't carry me anymore. So I have a baby that has skeletal framework, is a proper human being, but because of his growth level, he needs to be carried. So a lot to be said about this to clarify your business growth phase. So tomorrow when we're talking about structure, I'll talk about business growth phase. If you've read my book, Small Team, Big Results, you find out that I expanded on business growth phase, because sometimes you just give it to a newborn baby and you hear one motivational speaker tell you the business can function without you. Imagine me now give it to a baby and I say, baby, now you're here, you have skeleton. I can't help your life. You can function without me, and I leave my baby and go. You know what will happen? Hunger will finish that baby and baby will finally die. So you have to know your business growth level. It tells you the level of engagement you should be having per time. And this business growth phase has nothing to do with the age of your business, because we have 10-year-old babies. Businesses that are 10 years old, they have managed to survive 10 years, but yet they cannot even lift a pin without the founder. They've stayed 3 years, but they can. So it's not about the age of your business. A business can be 2 years and be an adolescent. So don't look at age when we are talking about business growth phase. I've been here for 20 or 30 years. It doesn't matter in this. It matters the structures that you have put in place. So what are the wrong mindsets we need to address? Number one, structure is only for big companies and organizations. In fact, somebody had the effrontery to make a post and said, you cannot be talking about structure in your business until you have made 1 million naira. How? It's almost like saying we cannot be talking about giving a baby skeleton until we are sure the baby will live. So the baby should come out first. Let God be sure. Let God be sure that this baby will even survive. When the baby now survive, we will now add skeleton to the baby. Doesn't make any sense. Structure has nothing to do with the size of your business. So it's not for big companies. It is for you. Anybody who wants to build, you need structure. It's like saying that people that need architectural plan are those that have 10 plots of land. If you have 1 plot, what do you need a plan for? You just bring Messi to come and start laying blocks. You don't need any of those kind of things for those who have big plots. It doesn't make sense. So structure is not only for big organizations and companies. You only need structure when you start making money. That's another wrong mindset. Now, who make money now in the structure? In Africa, we have a lot of cliches that make me laugh. You tell somebody about purpose, person will tell you, or maybe talk about vision. Like we're talking about vision, we're going to talk about vision today. And someone else says, the person who don't make profit, now they think about vision. I hope, well, even if you have that mindset, because you are here, here is a deliverance service, we are doing deliverance. As I'm talking, deliverance in mindset is happening. So you don't need structure when you start making money. Structure is plenty paperwork. Some of us think that if you just talk about structure, it means document, paper. That's not what structure means. Some of us think that structure is rigid and it kills creativity. Because you are a very creative person, you don't need structure. You need some flexibility and spontaneity. Every form of flexibility must be built upon stability. Every form of flexibility must be built on a foundation of stability. If you try to be flexible without stability, you will fall. So even if you want, that's why when we get into SOP creation, you're going to know the kind of tasks that you create SOPs for and the ones you don't create SOPs for and how to create these SOPs. So trust me, we're going to address a lot of things. And then we say that structure is about a very beautiful office. So I know you want to post your fine office on social media. I know you want to look like you have made it. I know. Well, we all face the pressure. Right? When you see your friend post office and branch, you're like, God, I beg. And if you're like, and in Africa, we'll ask her, am I a spoon? Am I a tomato? We'll be asking strange questions because you're judging success by the aesthetics, I love good offices, so. But if you I've seen fine offices that are with premium confusion. Fine offices, premium confusion. You enter there, you look at, you see, you're like, man, you invested so much. You now tell that same CEO, let's invest in helping you recruit the right, and say, no, it's too expensive. They rather spend 1 billion erecting a structure than spend 100,000 hiring one person. So structure is not about beautiful offices, right? So now quickly, let's look at the structure equation. In the structure equation here, you see, I'll just go through this quick because we need to get into vision, How many of us have articulated a vision for our company? We're going to go through that process again. And I want you to cooperate with me very well. So structure is not just organogram. Structure is not just organogram. Because we think once we're able to draw something with arrows, we are structured. Structure has an equation. It is the addition of a lot of elements that creates a good structure. First, you have strong leadership. What I mean by strong leadership is visionary and value-based leadership. That is where structure starts. If you're not a visionary and value-based leader, no matter the organogram and arrows you put inside that organogram, you don't have structure. So we have strong leadership plus the right team. I didn't just say team, right team. The right team is a combination of mindsets, a team that has the right mindset, the right skill set, and shared value system. Then plus systems. System that talks about processes, policies, procedures, and accountability. You will learn all these things. So have peace, right? Plus right positioning in the market. That means you have the right brand assets and you have targeted and clear messaging. Some of us don't know what we're selling. Don't worry, we'll get into vision. You'll see why you're doing what you're doing. And then we have right products and services. I didn't just put products and services. I put right products and services because your product must be excellent. There is no good way to serve rotten rice. If you like, wear fine clothes, speak your physics. I say, just imagine yourself in a restaurant. Good day, ma'am, this is your food, and it's smelling, and they're speaking good English. You will be so angry that even with the good English, you're going to give them backhand. Why? Because you're thinking, are you okay? Are you normal? Why? How can you be smiling and speaking good English and giving me rotten rice with maggots? So it is important that you have excellent products and services. So that's the equation, and in the course of this training, we'll expound in a lot of areas. Okay, are we ready to get into the conversation on vision? Are we ready? Are we ready to get into the conversation on vision? Because once we hear vision, if we start checking your vision, you know that some of us, AI helped us. We want to be the foremost real estate company in the whole of Africa. We want to be the first. That's all we hear. When time I just hear foremost. What is the metric? How will you know that you are the foremost? If all of us are aiming for foremost, all our vision is to be the first. Who will not carry this first? Right? So sometimes it's just that we package confusion in those words. We package it, pad it well. But then you put foremost and you say it with some strength in your voice. People will believe you. Even me, I believe you. Even though I know it's right. It doesn't tell us. So let's get into vision. But I'm going to start by establishing what's the relationship between vision and structure. Because I've had a business owner who told me, I don't need vision. Leave vision first. Let's do structure. Sir, how do I just bring cement and start adding building? And I don't even know where we're going with the building. So some of us don't like vision. We like structure, because everywhere you see structure will help you, your business function without you. Say, leave vision, give me structure. I want the one that will make it function without me. Functioning without you is not just an activity, it's in the spirit and the essence of what you're building. Because without vision, movement become monuments. They don't move, they don't translate, they don't go anywhere. So why do we need structure? I said here, vision gives relevance to structure. Vision gives relevance to structure. Without vision, structure is useless. Structure preserves vision. So you see the interaction between vision and structure. Why vision is giving relevance to structure? Because there's a vision, that's why we need structure. And because there is a vision, we need to preserve the vision through structure. That's the interaction between vision and structure. I said where there is no vision, structure is useless and meaningless. And where there is no vision, the Bible tells us that people cast off restraint. People are not disciplined. The reason why your team members are not disciplined and lack ownership is lack of vision. And it's one thing to have vision on paper. It's another thing entirely to have vision in the hearts of people. We're going to get there. Vision gives life to structure. It's possible to go and design a structure that you design a structure, and in that your structure, there's no vision, there's no life. It's almost like when God made man, and man was standing. He had padded man had all the framework, everything. But the Bible says, and God breathed into man, and man became a living soul. So it is vision that brings life into structure. Structure without vision is dead. And finally, I said here, you optimize your vision through structure. The way you maximize vision is through structure. Do you know, some people say you need money so that you can start building structure. Some people say that structure is expensive. How? What did the baby pay to get skeleton? How is structure expensive? It is true that at some point you may need consultants to step in to help you restructure, right? But let me tell you, when you're starting, any structure is better than no structure. Okay, so imagine now that I have one plot of land that can contain 20 people. If they are, maybe, let me not say 20, 500 people if they are standing there. If I erect a structure on that land, a 5-story building, and every floor can carry 100, 500 people, it means that that land now has the potential to house 2,500 people because of structure. In that same way, your business may be making 100,000 naira in a month, but when you have the right structure in place, you will see how to harness the potential of your vision to even scale it to 1 million naira a month. So structure brings so much clarity, vision brings clarity, that you see the potential that exists in what you're building. But without structure, you think that you can only earn through one means. So what is vision? This vision. What is vision? A vision is a clear mental picture of the transformation your business exists to create in your community and the world at large. A vision is a clear mental picture of the transformation your business exists to create, either in your community or in the world at large. So I had to highlight the word transformation. What is the transformation your business exists to create? What is the world that will be created because your business existed? What is the new thing you're adding to humanity's experience through what you are creating? Transformation. That's why I said vision is not just about positioning, foremost, and first, and it's not about all of that. It is what is the have I been able to picture a world where the solution I'm providing is fully utilized? At the end of this session, we're going to get a corporate profile worksheet, right? A corporate profile worksheet or a vision clarity worksheet that helps you articulate. But I'm going to take you through the process here. We're even going to have a vision brooding session where you're going to on your camera and you're going to close your eyes, and I'm going to lead you in a vision brooding session where you really get to think about what you're building. Sometimes we get so involved in operations, run around, up and down movements. We are doing a lot of things that we forget the strategic work. See, there is such a thing called vision immersion, where you immerse yourself in the vision. Sometimes I just stay and I sit down and I close my eyes and I keep imagining what we're building. I imagine it to a point where ideas start to bubble, different ways of achieving it. Like this school of structure is a product of vision immersion. So sometimes take out time and soak yourself in the vision. Think about it being realized. Think about all that you're doing and the maximum potential that exists in it. Immerse yourself. These days we have busy business owners, busy founders, busy leaders that have lost sight of what they're building. Started with a vision, started running, forgot the vision, and is still building. What are you building without a vision? What is the essence of what you're building? So I said here that you are in business primarily to solve problems and make life better for people. That's why you're in business. You are in business primarily to solve problems and make life better for people. You are a solution provider. So as a solution provider, you must be very clear the value that you're bringing, right, to your world and the problems you're solving. And if you cannot trace the problem your business is solving, it could be that you have become part of the problem. So maybe we should be thinking about to remove you. So you are in business to solve problems. And do you know the problem of this problem? I asked a woman who makes yogurt, zobo, and all of those drinks. And I asked her, what problem are you solving for humanity through the products you're creating? Say problem. Say, I just make yogurt too. It's not like there's any problem. And that is why people don't buy products. People don't buy services. People buy ideologies. Did you get that? People don't buy products. People don't buy services. People buy ideologies. When you're able to convey the ideology behind your business, see, your product is only an expression of an ideology. Because I believe that businesses should outlive their founders, because I believe that every business is a divine solution and that it needs to be nurtured for generations to come, that is the reason why we have School of Structure. School of Structure is not a product of boredom. I was so bored and I said, you know what, let me just create School of Structure. No, there's an ideology that powers products and services. So have you, what solution are you, what problem are you solving? What is the solution you are bringing? I'm into real estate. I sell land. Do you know, we can have 1,000 people in the real estate businesses, but powered by different ideologies. When there's this company we met, and the real estate company, so we asked the founder, I said, what's your vision? I said, I don't know of my vision. I don't even know. We just, we had properties in our family. So they now say, you know, that's how real estate started. We now start selling properties. And okay, so what problem are you solving? Do you know vision exists in your heart? Just that hustle has covered it. I'm not saying you should go and import vision. I'm saying you need to get clear what is in you. So I don't think that, where will I now come and find vision? Now, me, I don't have vision. It was even hunger that just say, I asked someone, in a conference in Nigeria, I asked people, I said, why did you start your business? Someone said, hardship. Hardship. If you're in Nigeria, if you're from the East, like me, say, that's things are so hard that I had to receive wisdom to start business. So there is vision, but hunger and hustle. You know, when you have treasure, you have plenty that have covered it. You cannot, to find the treasure is not hard. That's how hustle has covered the vision. That if we're going to help you find vision now, we have to be digging like 6 feet, 7 feet to find out where is that vision again. Where is this vision? It's there. Just that it has been covered with a lot of debris, bills, concerns of life, problems in this life, family issues. Everything has covered the essence of what you're building. So as I'm talking, be asking yourself, what problem am I really solving? This thing I'm even doing that I call business. Every day I'm going to the office. Every day I'm paying salary. Before you know, now this week is salary week. So of us here having high blood pressure. Like, God, how? God, will you come through for me again? Just one more time, oh Lord. One more time, oh Lord. Just, if you can help me pay this week, I promise next month, I'm going to be very serious. Some of us pay salaries by miracle. Miracle. This week, some of us will be singing, our playlist will have miracle, no they tired Jesus. So we are singing it because we are trusting God. God, I beg. God, I beg. If you even go to God and pray, say, by the time you remember the bill, the only prayer I call, God, I beg. God, because bill, problem. So then if your staff even come with this thing now, invoice or requisition, you shout at them. They don't know it's not about them. They don't know that you're going through a lot. Me, I'm like you. I'm a CEO. We know where we are going through a lot, right? And I don't know. They think that boss is very harsh. You're very, very harsh. They don't know that the matter is very strong. How do I pay? Right? And you still have to wear suits and be thinking all these things because you have to see package. You cannot look like what you're going through. All right, we have all been there, so it's not strange. When you talk with real builders, you know that these are things that make us laugh because anybody that is building. I had my board of directors, my advisory board meeting last week Saturday, and I was telling one of our advisory board, he has built his business to an extent. I said, sir, the way I'm feeling now, I want to come and look for a job in your company. He said, let's build Thrive. I said, you know when you see someone that built and pass, you just go on body with them, forget about your own. I don't think I want to still build because it's a lot. It's a lot to build, and I celebrate you. It takes a lot of courage to do what you're doing. So I don't take it for granted. I don't treat it lightly. So I know it's a tough zone, but we're going to build. We're going to thrive, and it's going to be sustainable. Someone say amen, amen, amen. Okay, so as you're saying amen, still be thinking, what is the problem my business is solving? I'm in the fashion business. What is the problem I am solving for humanity? Don't answer it from the roof of your head. It's a question of depth. Don't say I'm in the fashion business, so therefore I'm here to clothe humanity. Without you, were we naked? What is the unique value you bring? That is why when you go through business planning processes, they ask you what is your unique value proposition, because there has to be something that stands you out. If not, you'll just be part of the queue of other people who are in business. Is that okay? What vision is not? Vision is not just about positioning because of the people that are in the foremost, best, first. Position. Vision is not just about positioning. What gives you that position is actually the relevance and impact you bring. It's not about being the first and the best, though. There's a way, if I don't even have an ambition to become the best and I study very well, I'll end up being the best. So it's about relevance and the impact, the transformation that you bring. Vision is not just about personal ambition. I am to be, I am to become. It must grow to become a shared vision, a tree that provides room for nesting. So this is how I see vision. Imagine a tree, right? And birds come to build their nest inside the tree. In that same way, it becomes a shared vision when your team members start finding relevance in what you're building. Where their own vision, vision, life is interconnected. Your vision is big, but it's housed by someone else's vision. That is why there's a system of submission in life. Everything submits to something else. Every system is a subsystem of another system. As much as I have a respiratory system, but it's still a subsystem when it comes to my body. My body is still a subsystem in humanity. So there is that principle of submission. There's always a submission structure. So in that same way, your team members will find the relevance of their own vision in your own vision. So it's not about ambition. Nobody comes to work hard in your business to make you rich and go for vacation. And let me tell you, you see that your beautiful dream. I want to go for vacation. How many of us want to go for vacations here? Like you want to go for vacations. I want to enjoy. I'm being very honest with you. Me and enjoyment, 5 and 6. Like if it's possible that I will just close, maybe one of you now will just send me like $50 billion. I should just send it now. I'll just close my system now and tell you, all of you, bye. And I'll just run away. I'll just do refund. Nobody likes to do it, but I love what I'm doing. Right? But I want to go for vacation. I want to enjoy myself. But do you know that your team members also want to go for vacation? They also want to. Nobody wants to say, help me stay while I go for vacation, and then they're seeing your picture enjoying. The minimum desire your team members have, it is that your experience they're looking at. You buy a new car. Who told you that they don't like new car? So you should start. That's why you have to think big. And if you keep thinking about yourself and your ambitions alone, you can't build something that can accommodate people. Because your ambition is too small. It's too small to contain 100 people working with you. That's why when you come to a point of shared vision, you think about transformation and impact that you want to create. And someone said business is not about impact, though. It's just about profit. See, profit is the byproduct of impact. You can't design and inspire things without vision, because vision inspires the human heart to dream for more, to hope for more, to believe for more, and to keep going for more. Number 2 says it gives meaning to effort and tasks. Without vision, every effort and task lacks meaning. It will just be like mechanical work, machines without oil, just going through the process. But when there's vision, regardless of the challenges, because and I know that building is very challenging. Doing business is very challenging. But what keeps you in the game amidst the challenges and the things that are not working, what keeps you for long is the fact that there is vision, and it gives meaning to that, right? And then the third one says here, it aligns people. Vision aligns people. Someone is asking, how do I know my people have understood the vision? How do I know that under the teaching on culture, we're going to talk about some vision transmission techniques, so that you know how to carry the vision from just being on paper to being in the hearts of people. All right. And that's the place of the New Testament and Old Testament. If you're someone in the Christian faith, so you see in the Old Testament, what you see there is God putting his laws, right, on tablets, on stones, and all of that. It was on tablets and stones. And even with all of those things that he had written, right, he could not still get the people to obey it. That's why I say you must learn to just forget about when you hear structure now. You start writing, print plenty documents. It's one way, it's one part to write half document. It's another thing to say, how do I get into the hearts of people? With all the laws that God gave in the Old Testament, both him and the people were frustrated. They couldn't keep it. He was frustrated that they couldn't keep it. They were frustrated that they could not also keep it. Everybody was frustrated in the system of the Old Testament. But in the New Testament, you see God say, no longer will I write these laws on top tables. I know what I went through. It says, now I'm going to write the laws in the hearts of the people. I'm going to write my laws in their heart. And it says, by the time it's in their heart, it says, no longer will any man need to teach his neighbor, saying, know the Lord. They will know me from the least of them to the greatest. So that process that God went through in writing the law in the hearts of people is what we should desire to master. How do I get this vision from just paper, from putting it as fine decorative pieces on in my office wall? There are companies that don't have the vision of the wall, yet it's in the hearts of the people. So that one on the wall is aesthetics. It can also help, right, through beholding it. But there are systems you must implement to carry out that action. And under culture, the starter phase of culture. Because what we're doing, we have School of Structure now. In April, we have School of Culture. School of Culture will now take you into the indoctrination processes you must put out in your business. But we're going to end the School of Structure with some starter tips for culture engineering in your business. Because if all we have said, I did not tell you anything about culture and how to instill it, it would have also just been another paperwork. So we're going to bring in some teachings on the last day. But in the School of Culture, we go deep. So let's get into vision clarity questions. Vision clarity questions. I have 4 questions here that I've outlined when it comes to vision clarity. And in the worksheet you're going to receive, you're going to have these questions on that document as well. Right? So the first one here says, what problems do we exist to solve? You know, when you're selling your business, you're selling solution. You're not selling clothes. Come and buy. Anybody who sells a product without knowing the problem they're solving is a hawker. You know how a hawker behaves. They just go. That's why someone will just go on social media and be posting clothes, posting land. Like, I would just stay and fall in love with an empty land. What's the ideology behind the land? That's what I'm buying. You know? And so you must be very clear what problems your business exists to solve. What am I really solving? I'm doing Zobo. What can Zobo do for humanity? You see, you may have started your business from the level of skill and hustle. But the beautiful thing is that you can always transition from hustle to legacy. That is where we start digging deep to find the gold that has been covered by hustle and all of that. So as we are going through this process, I'm asking, what problems do you exist to solve? That business that you go every day, you keep hiring, you keep making expenses, you're running marketing campaigns, you're doing this. Have you clarified the problems your business exists to solve? Because if you don't have any problem you're solving, you do not qualify to be in business. This also applies to people in ministry. If you're here, you're also a ministry leader. You're solving problems. You have to be clear. This assignment that I have, what am I solving? Because if you don't know what you're solving, how do you know when you have solved it? The second one is, who do we serve? Who are the people that have this problem that we want to solve? So who are they? That's where you now start knowing who your target audience are. So when you hear me talk about empowering corporate leaders to build thriving and sustainable. So I've already told you that my business is with leaders. You're leading, whether you're the founder, you're a CEO, you are a ministry leader, NGO leader, team leader. As long as you have people that you're leading towards a direction, you're part of my target audience. The whole world is not my target audience. So what I want to say, this is our product. Everybody in this life needs it too. You cannot serve the whole world. The only product that serves the whole world effectively till date is the gospel. That's the only product. Because we all have all humanity have the same problem. All have sinned. So because all have sinned, all of us, we still need salvation. So in that same light, I want you to realize that your product is designed to serve certain people. Who are the people who will experience the transformation your product will bring? The third question here is, what transformation do we create? What is the before and after of people's experience with us? Before you came for SOS, you were not clear about vision. We're going to get testimonials at the end of this whole session, and I want you to do me the honor and the favor of going on social media and making noise about what you're experiencing here, and feel free to tag me. I will receive the tag with Jesus joy and gladness. So feel free to tag me, share your experience being in School of Structure, because everybody have, if your business cannot tell people before and after, you know what sells is before and after. Have you not seen someone shows you a yellow teeth, they don't come after, now show you white teeth? What's your desire? To go to buy the product. When toothpaste is advertising, toothpaste, you see yellow teeth, you now see white teeth, you now go and buy it. You know now your teeth still remain yellow. You'll be bothered, right? You'll be very bothered if your teeth remain yellow after the product you have bought or someone promised. So there has to be a before and after. Even in the gospel, you hear things like, once I was blind, now I can see. That is a transformation the person has experienced. So what is a transformation? If I meet you, if I encounter you, and this thing applies to every business, so every single business must have a transformation and a bring that has a before and after story effect. So before you came for SOS, what was it like doing business? After SOS, what did it become like? That is a transformation that we have brought by empowering you with the knowledge, the tools, the resources required to build thriving and sustainable organizations. Is that okay? And the fourth one says, what would be missing if we did not exist? So if you're not in, if your business is shut down today, what would humanity miss because of your absence? What are we going to miss? If I'm not going to miss anything, you have not clarified your unique placement when it comes to building a vision. Is that okay? So this is a vision example that I took. I saw this one, I think it's for Tesla. It says, a world powered by sustainable energy, free from dependence on fossil fuels. So I said here, what did you notice? It's not about cars. A product is not necessarily a vision. There are some vision that can have products in them that can say we are more, like their products can reflect in what they are doing. But a vision is not essentially about products to have the best car, but is a world powered by sustainable energy. So if Tesla stopped making cars tomorrow but achieved sustainable energy adoption, the vision will still be fulfilled. It is about global transformation. It paints a picture of a different future. What future are you creating through your vision, through your business? What world do you see? Because your vision should paint a picture of that world that you see. So that when you say it, people are inspired by what you're building. So let's look at mission. Mission draws from vision. When I said here, a mission defines clearly how an organization intends to accomplish its vision. It is the disciplined, repeatable approach through which a business delivers its vision. So if vision is a destination, then mission is the road that must be traveled daily. What do we engage in daily that brings us to the point of vision fulfillment? So if vision is destination, mission is our consistent broad strategies that we employ to achieve the vision. Now, there are some businesses where they merge their vision and their mission into a singular statement they call mission, while others can choose to separate the vision, which is where they are headed, what they see about the future, from their mission, which is more of the strategic activities that they must always engage in to bring about the vision. So having a vision without mission is like knowing your destination without a travel map to take you there. So you need a map. So imagine now, currently I'm on, our office is on the 3rd floor of the building, right? And I stay here, I use a telescope, and I sight a very far place. You know, it brings it as though it's close, it makes it very obvious. And I sight a far place, that's vision. Seeing a future that is possible. It doesn't yet look like it. You're seeing a possibility that exists. in life. And it's not what you see with your physical eyes, it's what you see with your heart. So you can see, what was this guy? Disney, right? Disney World. When you hear how Disney World started, he saw that plot of land that looked with rubbles and rubbish and dirt and all that. And what he saw is what we see as Disneyland. He wasn't seeing the rubbles and the rubbish that was there. He was seeing something through the eyes of his heart. Not because he had the resources to achieve it, but it's a possibility that exists. A possibility that exists. So when I look at that far place using a telescope, imagine and I say, wow, this place is so beautiful. What I see is so beautiful. And I choose to come out of my window and just be following that telescope and be walking and be going to that vision on air. You know what will happen to me. I'm going to be met with concrete justice. Because once I come out of the window, because of what I'm seeing, me and the earth will collide at some point. So what happens is that after I have used the telescope to have a far range of what I'm building, the next thing that I do is to come down from this floor to the ground floor and employ the help of a map to help me know, because that vision you see has twists and turns. You don't see everything at the same time. Vision is progressive, even though the essence is the same. Let me say this. When I was 19, I've always had this desire to, build people, build leaders, create an enabling environment for people to thrive and all that. I registered a business when I was 19. I see that somebody here has a similar business name. The name of that business was Enablers Resource House. I wanted to enable people to become their best and their highest. That was my brooding passion and vision when it comes to human resource and the things that I'm doing now. But it's clearer now. In the next 20 years, I will see farther than what I'm seeing now. Because with every progress and every step that I take, a lot opens up to me on what is possible. Is it making sense? But the essence is the same. And that vision can find expression in multiple products. That I can have one vision and it can find expression in a fashion industry. One vision can power 5 industries. It's about the essence of the transformation. That is why I said, don't be fixated on products and services. Products can change. Service can change. There is no one way to do school of structure. Tomorrow I can say I don't want to do school of structure. I think what we convey this vision more is university of structure. Those are nomenclatures that can change. Those are services that can be upgraded. Now, what we are doing through school of structure, helping leaders build thriving and sustainable organizations, it is still what we are doing through employers and managers workshop. It is still what we are doing through consultative services. It is still what we are doing through our retainership services, where we work with businesses for a long period of time. It is still what we are doing in different ways. The medium is different, but the essence is the same. That's why I said, don't go and have a vision that restricts you. You have vision that limits you, that is only this thing I'll ever do it. See, I know someone who powers an oil and gas, real estate, like media company and all of that, and his vision is the same. So it has become a group of companies powered by the same vision, finding expression in different services and industries. So like I said, mission is strategy. It's not enough to see where you're going. You will come down and use map. You will use map to navigate. You will take turns. There will be bumps. That is why I want to encourage you. If you're facing challenge in building, not every small challenge I want to give up. I want to give up. I was telling someone the other day, say, if you want to give up, my brother, give up. You have really tried. Give up. You have tried. Because when someone tells you give up, you now say, are you serious? Oh, you say you want to give up. I'm encouraging you to give up. You now say, am I serious? Because you're waiting for me to say something and say, no, don't give up. I'll not do inspiration and all of those motivation. I say, my brother, give up. You have really tried. You have tried your best. So the truth is, in building, it is challenging. In building, you will face challenges. And you cannot succeed as a leader if you don't learn how to start eating challenge as breakfast. You eat it. When they come, you swallow it and move on. Not every month, if you have difficulty paying salary, you now start saying, I really want to give up. This thing, I want to give up, I'm finished. Because of salary. You sit down and ask yourself, how else do I make money in this business? Because every business can at least give you 4 streams of income. And by the way, streams of income, because now what we are now doing is, we are doing 8 things. And if you are here and you're a serial entrepreneur, you know serial entrepreneurs, serial, really they are serial because they kill businesses. You are just starting. Anytime you sleep and wake up, small idea hit your mind, you have started. Now you now have 20 businesses that are all dwarfs. You're not questioning the faithfulness of God. You're now thinking that things big. See, build right. Don't just want to write CEO of 20. Just focus on building right. Build right. So mission talks about strategy. I hope I've said a lot about that. What are the things we're engaging consistently that brings our vision to pass? So what are the mission clarity questions you should engage in? Number 1, how do we deliver this vision daily? Like, what are we doing every day? So in Thrive, we create a consistent platform for knowledge sharing. There's always consistency. We're creating workshops, programs, everything is about empowering leaders to build thriving and sustainable organizations. And we make sure that all our programs are transformational. What activities can we carry out to make this vision real? Because if you have vision, you don't have strategy, that vision will become a television. Only you will see vision like this. 20 years is still a vision. You will not be watching it like a television because there is no strategy to implement the vision. So there must be things that you engage in consistently, broad strategies. Mission are broad strategies that you engage in that brings to birth your vision. You cannot have one vision and then your mission does not even relate to your vision. Like someone said, my vision is to become a footballer. Your mission now says every day I'm going to engage in singing activities. Brother, by the time you engage in singing activities every day, how are you going to reach the football pitch? So they must be related. It's a journey of becoming what you see. And the third mission clarity question here says, what approach define our work? Are there unique methodologies? What is the approach that you're bringing into that thing that you're doing? We're never going to have a limit to how many persons can enter an industry. The same way we cannot limit how many human beings. As I'm talking to you right now, another child has joined us on. And that's a child. Many children are being bettered. But the interesting thing is that we all have different DNAs. So you can't stop how many persons enter your industry so that you stop having enemies. Your friend tells you, I want to enter that same. You say, hey, you want to come and compete with me after all I did for you? You want to now come and do the business I'm doing and all of that? My brother, go and clarify your DNA. Because what separates you is not the industry. You can't limit people who enter there. But the DNA of what you're building is what sets you apart. And then the third part is our core values. This is the third aspect of the 3 key things I want us to clarify today before I take you into the vision brooding session. So core values are non-negotiable behavioral standards that protect the vision. They guide the decisions and shape culture even under pressure. Because some of us have true colors. You know when you see people who say, let me not show you my true color, let me not show you my true color. It means that under pressure, they're a different kind of person. There is a holiness that is powered by poverty, where you cannot afford sin. You cannot afford sin. Even if you want to sin, you cannot afford it. So you are just holy because you don't have anything to show. But under the abundance of resources, are you still the same person? That is how we know people's core values. Because someone will say money changes people. Money does not change people. Money amplifies who you really are. So under pressure, do we have non-negotiable behavioral standards that we uphold? To build a vision without values is like building a mansion without gates. Snake will access you. Lawsuits will assess you. Wrong partnerships will assess you. This year we are very huge on creating collaborations and partnerships. And one of our advisory board members asked me, and he said, do you have a partnership policy? That got me thinking. Because you don't go to bed with everybody. So I have to stay and say, yeah, that's true. I won't just say because you say you want to partner with me, who am I? I feel so privileged to partner with. I have to go and check and say, does it tick our values? Does it tick our this? Why? Because I'm protecting myself and what I'm building. So core values are non-negotiable. So are you going to say that we have integrity? Because when you start talking about core values, then everybody will not start talking about integrity. Integrity. But you say you have integrity, and yet you sell substandard products. Anytime you cheat your customer in the form of substandard products to make profit, you also train your team members to cheat you. So core values protect the vision and provide boundaries for operational activities. And let me say this, because now, see what we will not start having. My core value is sacrifice, service, is this, is that. See, these words are the same. They have different interpretations. So it's your job as a leader not just to spell out core values, but you must interpret the value in your context. What does integrity mean for us in Tribe Leadership Consult? Because what it means for us in Tribe, it will not be what it means for someone in pipeline industry or oil and gas. What does excellence mean for us? Is excellence non-negotiable? If a client pays for a product and maybe market conditions between yesterday and today affected a lot of things, are we going to step down on standards? Are we going to say, even if it means us bearing the costs, we'll do it? Because excellence is our watchword. You can't say you celebrate excellence and then you do mediocrity on the side. So if a value is not defined in context, measured or implemented, it is not a core value. Because a core value must be able to be you must define it in the context of your business. Don't just write words, you must interpret. A leader is an interpreter. You interpret the values so that your team members can, and then you interpret it to the extent that you tell them the behaviors that show that that value is in place. This is how we know that there's excellence. When this, when that, they're like, okay, because now values have become measurable. We now know what we define as excellence and how we measure excellence. So I'll take us just through three core values clarity questions. The first is, and by the way, you heard what I said about having an advisory board. You don't, every time we always say everything is expensive. Oh, advisory board is very expensive. How do I need to. See, if you have people who have gone ahead in business that show genuine interest in you and have expertise in areas that you want, bring them into it can just be two people. Somebody needs to be a sounding board. After our advisory board meeting, the question that I was asked made me to start asking myself, why are you really doing this or that thing? Why are you hosting international workshops? Why are you doing this? Why? Because somebody needs to be a sounding board for what you're doing. Don't build alone. It's not expensive. You can even have two friends who are active builders. Some of us can even have some partnerships here and even have advisory board here, where once a quarter or half a year, beginning of the year and end of the year, you share the plan. I had to share the roadmap for Tribe Leadership Consult with the advisory board and say, this is how you know we are successful. And so that when it's time to measure, because you cannot improve what you can't measure. This year, I want us to grow. Grow is not measurable. This year, I will succeed. It's not measurable. What are the benchmarks? I have to set that on the side so I will stop thinking about everything being like it's for big companies. So the 3 questions here: what behaviors are non-negotiable? We can't compromise on excellence. We can't compromise on this. We can't compromise on this. Those are your non-negotiables. What attitudes define our work? What are the attitudes that we showcase, that show up when we do our work? What do we protect under pressure? Because pressure will come in. See, any value you write to be tested. We value integrity. Somebody here even mistakenly paid extra. Someone from Ghana paid 10. It's 500 cedis in Ghana. The person paid 600. And then I said, please, can we refund? Give us where to refund. Someone will not say, hey, if you did not find out, oh my God, don't bless me, you'll see me 100. And you're trading integrity because of 100 cedis. You know, recently in Nigeria, there's a case that they're still trying to settle. A young man received 1.5 billion into his account. Merely received it, started transferring it, settling his family. Yeah, for him, God has settled him. He started settling his family, settling people. How can you receive 1.5 billion? You don't know where it's coming from. And it looked like that's how God settled you. And now, he's been arrested. They're saying that he should serve a jail term or refund the remaining money. And he says he prefers the jail term. He said, arrest me, just jail me. Let me know that God has settled. Just let me just suffer this jail. Lack of values. Because when someone, now imagine you have not paid rent for 50 years, that's if it's possible, and you see that kind of money, your mind will not even process straight. You just start solving your family problems first. Then later you now face the law. Right? But I know nobody like that is here in this class. If you receive 1.5 billion, you return it. You return it immediately. So this is like a core values chart. I just put in some values here. You can have values like, when you look at the one in the worksheet, there are over 50 values there just to help your mind know, to put words, right, to what it is you're thinking. Love, growth, integrity. And sometimes you can even make your core values into an acronym. So for us in Tribe Leadership Consult, our values is captured in the acronym I lead. I lead. Integrity, love, excellence, accountability, discipline, and all that. I lead. But I have this company that had an acronym for their vision, and they called it gossip. I say, yes, so the meaning of the different words were on point, but why use gossip? Because before you know now, people really start gossiping. Now imagine me now having very good core values, and then the acronym is devil. I'll say D is for diligence. E is for excellence. You will not be wondering, but why devil? Why devil? So sometimes you can actually use an acronym that could mean something, right, for your business. So that you don't just, it's good, that's just as good. It may be a word, may not be a word, but I just have an issue why my value should be Satan. I just have an issue why. And I say, no, S is for skill. I know S is for skill, but why is Satan, sir? Because very soon you not start seeing satanic manifestation in your business. You'll be wondering what happens. That you have been calling him every day. Remember, our value is Satan. Satan will, every day you call him, he takes a step closer to your business and wants to come and do business with you. That's on a lighter note though. So you see here you have learning, you have respect, customer focus, reliability, knowledge, stability, creativity, service, people-centeredness, consistency, transparency. There are a lot of words, but all of these words do not mean the same thing for all of us. Because how I define respect in our business may be different from how you define respect in your business. But when you get the worksheet, it's going to help you, go through that process. So we're going into a vision brooding session. So you just follow my voice prompt and carry out this exercise. So I want you to sit comfortably, no writing materials, close your eyes to focus. So for the next few minutes, there is nothing you need to fix. There is nothing you need to sell. There is nothing you need to prove. Nothing at all. There are no bills to pay. So just calm your nerves, take a deep breath in, and slowly release. Take a deep breath in and slowly release it. I want you to let go of revenue targets, financial pressure, staff challenges. Let go of the deadlines. Let go of the comparison with others. For a moment, remove survival from the conversation. You're not trying to survive, you're not trying to pay bills, you're just trying to be in the moment. Your business is more than how it pays its bills. So I want you to go back to the beginning. Before there was a name, before there was a logo, before there was a Facebook page, before there were team members, ask yourself quietly, why did this business need to exist at all? Why did this business need to exist at all? What problem disturbed you enough that you could not ignore it? What did you see that others accepted as normal, but you knew that it was not normal and a solution was needed? Why did your business need to exist in the first place? What was the burden? Burdens are the birthplace for vision. Now, shift your attention outward. Picture the people your business exists for. Picture them. Who are they really? Who are the people your business exists to serve? Think about them. What frustrates them? What problems are they encountering? What slows them down? What keeps repeating in their lives that should not? Just think about the people you were designed to serve. If your business disappeared tomorrow, what pain would return immediately? What pain would return? Now imagine your business fully built, full stature, full structure. Picture the transformation that has happened in your environment because your business existed, because your business touched them. What has changed in your community, in your world, because your business existed? What is a transformation that has happened? Just think about the people you're serving. Imagine them at the full-blown manifestation of your business solution. What transformation has been birthed, what do you see? Now look beyond yourself. Imagine stepping away from the business in 20 years. The name still exists, the system still works, the people still benefit. What would you want your business to be known for 20 years from now? What must never be compromised, even when leadership changes? Think about the reason again. Because what we are doing is about going back to the beginning. We are removing the debris caused by life pressures, by survival, by fear, by comparison. Because some of us, fear has shrinked our vision. But think again, why did we start? Why did we start? Why did I invest myself in this business? What would the world look like because we existed? So I want you to take one final deep breath, breathe in and breathe out gently. And then now let's come back. You can open your eyes again. Don't rush to write, but I want you to spend some minutes writing what feels heavy in your heart. Write what feels clear. Write what feels unavoidable. Just write it as it comes to your heart. Because what you're building is not about now. What did you see? What was the before and after? Can you describe the transformation that people are going to experience because of what you're building? That is the solution. And that is why we must guard that solution beyond generations. Write down what comes to your heart. Write it. No matter how big, write it. In the realm of imagination, nothing is big. In the realm of imagination, nothing is big. All you need to do is to see it, and you can see it happen. If your mind can conceive it, did you see yourself with national governments? Did you see estates you have built? Did you see the solution come to? Did you see people, as in that people, if tomorrow you're not there, people are not happy. Write whatever it is that your heart has conceived. And as you write it, you're going to keep going back to it, because that's where inspiration lies. All right. How do you feel? What was birthed in your heart? How do you feel about what you're building? I want to read comments, please. I know people are still writing, but I want to read comments. How do you feel about what you're building now? How do you feel? Someone says new horizons. Oh, optimistic. New openings. Great and in charge. Geared to go. Oh, someone says, thank you very much. Now I know who to hire. Not everyone can work for me. Someone says clarity and direction. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These are African businesses that are going to emerge and cause a global revolution. Someone says a sense of meaning, a sense of meaning, a sense of meaning, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Someone says, I feel the need to push through and not give up. Amazing. I see the bigger picture. Beautiful, amazing. I'm so excited, honestly, because this is where leadership responsibility lies. Clarity. Someone said, excited to go back to the reason why I started this venture. Amazing, amazing. Amazing. I'm so excited. I hope you're excited. I hope you're excited. Going back to the reason. Someone says, there is light and I'm ready to follow the route to where I want to be. Beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because this is where, once there's gap in vision, no amount of effort will lead to productivity. Once there's gap in vision, you won't have there won't be strength to push. There won't be strength to build. So this is the point where someone says, this morning I was ready to put a close sign at the door, but we push on. This is why I signed up for SOS. Amazing. We're not putting any close sign. In fact, someone told me this week, he said when he bought my book, Small Team Big Result, he has shut down his business for some weeks. He didn't know what to do or where to go. But after reading the book, he said we have not closed from then up until now. And the thought of closing has not come up again. So this is for us to push through because there's a lot of debris. There's a lot of debris. A lot of things to take our attention and focus away. But when we choose to push, when we choose to take away the debris of hustle, survival, betrayals from our team, the pain we have gone through, the losses we have made, everything that we have gone through, and we go back to the why, a bigger reason is bettered why we should keep going ahead. And I hope you've written down what you describe it. Someone said, I realize I need to come back to learning to equip myself more. Amazing. I'm so excited. We have 60 of us in this room. I'm so excited because when you go back to office, your team members will know you have gone through baptism. That the person you were, the frustration you felt yesterday, is not the way you feel. Someone says, I remember why I started, because since I started the business, this is the first year I felt like closing. Less numbers of enrollment. I came here with a heavy heart. Now I remember why I started. And even with those less number, I will make an impact. We're going to go bigger into this thing. This is just day one. This is just day one of clearing up the debris and letting us see again and killing anything that the enemy has put in our hearts. See, that need to close is not because of what you're going through. Is that enemies whisper to your spirit to shut down, to deprive generations of that solution. So don't think it's just your thoughts. It's just I just want to give up. It's not that. That's a whisper from the enemy to deprive you of fulfillment and deprive generations of the solution you carry. We're just getting started. And I'm happy that we can see again that discouragement has gone out of the window. That the fear, whatever it is, as we engage and as we keep going on, you will see that you are more than where you think you are. That what is possible for you is more than what you currently see. And our work is to partner with you to build thriving and sustainable organizations. Okay, let's take a deep breath. I'm happy, and I hope you're happy too. I hope you're excited as much as I am. So this is like a vision clarity analysis that we have seen over time. As we engage with business owners, you find out that we have about 45% or more of business owners at the top of this funnel, and what is there is noise. Noise. They are building, but they are building with noise. No sense of vision, nothing. It's just noise, pure hustle. And this is where over 45% of businesses stay. When you come to the second level, it talks about aspiration. We have about 34% there. They have an idea. We have dream. We have something, ambition. And that's where they are building. We have people in 12% who have sense of direction. There's direction. We know that we're heading somewhere. And then we have a 7% in the place of definition. And then just about 3% of founders that we interact with that are building with conviction. And our goal is that we're going to change this whole thing, where we're going to have more persons in the point of conviction than we have people building with noise. We're going to have more persons building with clarity of vision than we have people building with mere aspiration and direction. And I know that we're going to birth businesses from here who will build with strength of conviction, that even when there is storm, we'll remember why. And I'm going to end with this quote: build your business with depth of purpose and meaning. Build your business with depths of purpose and meaning. Not survival, not hustle, but with depth of purpose and meaning.